Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys. Happy Monday, everybody. How's it going?
Hey, everybody.
Hope you guys have had a good weekend and you're refreshed and you're ready to get back into the swing of things for Monday. Let's do some quick shout outs. Hey to Kristen over here on Instagram. Hi to Kate over on YouTube. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. We love subscribers on the YouTube channel. Special shout out to Kennedy Gambrel, Tiffany Williams Gray, and it's not showing me the other people on here. Oh, well. If you have any questions about what we're going to go over, please put them in the comments. If I'm not able to see them on here, I will definitely get back to those questions after the show. So Kate says, just came across your channel and liked. Oh, wonderful. I appreciate that. There's lots of helpful videos on here about how to manage being a clairsentient or an empath and all kinds of paranormal stuff on there. So go through the playlist Monday Night Live and you will find some really good content that you will start binge watching. Now, before we get into too much of our content for tonight, which is a basic gemstone kit, and by the way, this is a requested show from one of the viewers. And Johnny, you know who you are. I appreciate you watching the forecast every day. So if you guys didn't know, every morning on Facebook, both pages on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube are a daily moon influence. Now, I don't dive deep into astrological stuff because the moon is closest to the planet and it is our immediate closest influence. And you know how the full moon and new moons affect people, can really get off kilter when there's a full moon or a new moon. And so I feel like the moon is the closest influencing or the biggest influencing factor that we have in our everyday life. And so I think it's more important really to look at how the moon's influence is affecting us for each day, because it really helps us navigate the day a little bit better. For example, if you have a full moon in Scorpio, you could have tempers flaring. And if you know that going into your day, it really makes things a little bit easier. Hey to Melissa Begley over here on Facebook. Okay, so let's, I want to get our sponsorships done so that you guys can enjoy the show. One of our sponsorships is feedspot.com, and feedspot.com is a collection of paranormal broadcasts, and our show, Monday Night Live in Lexington, is part of that. We are featured on feedspot.com. If you like paranormal topics, that would be video or audio like podcasts, visit feedspot.com and check them out and see if that's something that you would be interested in. And I really appreciate feedspot.com featuring our broadcast on their platform. Also, I have been waiting such a long time for this, and I'm sorry you guys over here on Instagram can't see the videos, the images that I'm sending up. Hey to Kimberly over here on Instagram. But I have waited 6 years to be an affiliate for Fresh Cap. I have used functional mushrooms for 6 years now, and I use them to, like the video is showing you, to unwind, for focus. Functional mushrooms are so good for your immune system. They're good for your brain. They're good for relaxation, and you can get just a little package and put them in your coffee. For me, the taste makes the coffee more chocolatey. If you go to freshcap.com, freshcap.com, and you use the promo code Kathryn10, you will get a 10% discount on your purchase from freshcap.com. And so I'm really, really excited that after 6 years of using this product and loving it, that I'm finally able to be an affiliate for them. Hey to Deborah Hoskins on YouTube. Good to see you tonight. Okay, let's get into this show. And the reason I mentioned the daily forecast is I like to give you a gemstone to work with for the day so that you can kind of navigate the day a little bit better based on the moon's influence. And when I started doing these free videos every morning, I found that, you know, I have a huge gemstone collection, but I found that I was trying to narrow everything down so that you could not have to spend a lot of money on a huge gemstone kit. Hey to Susan Nisi on Facebook. Because if you think about it, you could really spend a lot of money trying to get a gemstone for every single thing. So what I did was I narrowed everything down to a basic gemstone kit of, you know, just really kind of primary gemstones, one, that are easily obtainable, two, that don't cost a lot of money, and three, that are easy to work with. And there are 15. And I know a lot of people looked at the thumbnail of the and I did put the 15 on the thumbnail, but they looked at the thumbnail, maybe didn't tune into the show, but I still wanted them to have the information. Maybe they don't have time to tune into the show, but they could save the thumbnail and then still have that list of the basic gemstones on there. And so I'm going to kind of go into why we need these basic ones to cover pretty much the areas that we need to work on. And it's basically what we're doing is we're trying to cover all of the bandwidth of colors, because the colors, okay, first off, you're made of light. Each strand of DNA in your body holds exactly 1,000 light photons. We've counted them and we know that's the amount. And if you're made of light, you are also made of different colors that make up the light. If you put a beam of light through a prism, it will fracture into the different wavelengths of light that you're made up of, which is the different colors. And so each bandwidth of light represents a different energy. And I'm going to go into them really, really quick, because we could sit here for 2 hours going over these things, and I'll go into what chakra that they coordinate with. So the wavelength or the bandwidth of red is anchored to the root chakra, okay? And I'm just going to give the positive connotations of this because, you know, you can use the negative ones working with gemstones, but I really want to focus on the positive ones. So red brings warmth, energy, stimulation. It's good for fatigue, colds, chilly, passive people. It energizes the heart and the blood circulation. It energizes all the organs and the senses. It increases vitality and vibrance. It restores passion. It helps you to connect to the here and now. So it really focuses in on here and now. And it allows you to feel safe. So now the basic gemstone kit, the red wavelength that I have on here for you is red jasper, which is grounding. It resonates to red energy and it helps push you forward even though you feel afraid, which is a huge one to use for us. And the other red stone I have on the gemstone kit is carnelian. It's strength and grounding, and it resonates to that red energy. So the second group that we're going to look at is the wavelength of orange gemstones, and they anchor to the sacral chakra. So orange combines the energy of red and the happiness of yellow, and it's associated with joy and sunshine. It represents enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, determination, attraction, success, encouragement, stimulation. It allows you to have strength and endurance. It stimulates the lungs and respiration and the digestion. And because it's in the sacral areas chakra, it's bound there. And it increases the activity of the thyroid, also relieves muscle cramps and spasms. So orange gemstones that you might want to consider getting, and not for the basic kit. For the basic kit, you could use the red ones for this, but if you want to add one to this for the orange chakra, I really recommend orange calcite because it's easy to get and it's not very expensive. But that's an extra one to the basic 15. Now, if you want to use the energy of orange, you can use the red ones I listed on the basic kit. Okay, because it's because orange is a blend of red and yellow. Now, yellow is definitely on our basic kit. So like if you want to get the energy of orange, use carnelian and citrine, or use carnelian and amber together to get that orange type of resonant energy. Hey to Andrew over here on Instagram, good to see you. Let me check and see if there are any questions. My screen changed. Hey to Rob Abbott, good to see you tonight. I hope you guys are doing okay. And Sharon Blandon, Johnny Shandor, this this show is for you tonight. Good to see you tonight. Okay, let's go into light yellow. The light yellow gemstones anchor to the solar plexus chakra, and the healing properties of that is strengthens the nerves and the mind. It helps awaken in mental inspiration. It stimulates higher mentality. It's an excellent color for nervous or nerve-related conditions and ailments. It also energizes the muscles, and yellow can be used for conditions of the stomach and liver, intestines, again, because the chakra is located where those organs are. It speeds up digestion, assimilation. So some of the gemstones that you can use in your yellow category that I have recommended on the basic kit is citrine and amber. Now, other ones that you may want to get, like if you don't want to get citrine and amber, I just listed those because they're readily available and they're not too expensive. You can also use yellow fluorite, chrysoberyl, yellow calcite, apatite. Those are some other ones that you can use to substitute for that yellow wavelength. Now let's go into the wavelength of green, and green anchors to the heart chakra. And so there are a huge amount of healing energies for green. So green's properties, green is the color of nature. It's balance and harmony. And it possesses kind of a soothing, calming, cooling type of influence on the body and the mind. So it's neither relaxing or astringent. It kind of has a balancing effect. And it can be used for just about any condition that's in need of healing. So green is a huge one for you to use for healing. It can affect blood pressure, all conditions of the heart. It has an energizing effect and a moderating, smoothing effect. So it also moderates hormonal imbalances, stimulates growth, rejuvenation, restoration, purification. It harmonizes digestion, stomach. It builds muscle and tone and strengthens the nervous system. So some of the green gemstones on your basic kit. Hey to my sister Vera, good to see you, love you. And shout out to Fred. Okay, so some of the green ones that I've listed on the 15 basic kit is moss agate. Moss agate really connects you to nature and the natural surrounding. It's super grounding and healing, and it resonates to that green energy, and it helps the heart feel safe. The other one that we list here is turquoise. And I know turquoise is not exactly a pure green. It has a lot of blue. It can have a lot of brown. But turquoise is a huge multi-use type of gemstone for physical healing, any spiritual healing and physical healing, and that's why it's on the Basic 15 list. And it is a readily available gemstone. It can give you spiritual guidance, inner strength. It resonates to blue and green, so it has qualities of both, and sometimes has the energy of brown. So it is a super good one to use. Now, certainly you could substitute those two for any of the ones that I'm going to mention coming up, and that's green fluorite, moldavite, amazonite, green calcite, prehenite, chrysoprase, jade, jadeite, and epidote. So, but for me, the turquoise it just knocks everybody out of the water. It's so good. Kennedy says, where can I buy the gemstones? I always recommend people follow up with Barbara Bacon to get the gemstones. Hey to my cousin Grace Bumpel, good to see you tonight. And after the show on Facebook, I will leave a link to her Facebook page, Crystal Crazy, or you can just type into Facebook right now, Crystal Crazy. If you need the phone number to the shop, let me know. I'll text it to you, and I will leave the contact stuff in the show notes for Facebook. Okay, let's look at the wavelength of blue, and it anchors to the throat chakra. So the healing properties of this wavelength, it's cooling. Blue is cooling. It's electric. It's astringent. It cools down inflammations. It reduces pressure. It's calming. It's soothing. It's peaceful. It imparts a calm, strong emotion over the situation. It can really tamp down anger and aggression. It does stimulate the throat chakra, but in the proper way. And it's often referred to as the power center and the greatest center in the body, the throat chakra, because it's the primary chakra of expression, and your expression can affect people in a peaceful manner or in an aggressive manner. And so blue gemstones that you might want to consider, and I have two of these on the Basic Gemstone kit, are blue chalcedony. It is multi-use. It's used for peace, truth, calmness, and it resonates with the pure blue energy, but also sodalite. It's a multi-use gemstone as well for peace, truth, calmness, but sodalite works with that throat chakra to allow you to express in an appropriate way, clear communication with either your companion, your partner, your family. And I think that's a big part of what we exist in and for. And so I think it is super important for you to be able to communicate what you need, what your needs are, and how you feel about things in an appropriate way using the sodalite for your throat chakra. Now, if you want to consider other blue gemstones, here's a list of some. These aren't on my list because they're more obscure and they're harder to obtain, and they may be more expensive. Blue lace agate is one that's obtainable. It's not too expensive, but it has a little bit less of a strength to it than blue chalcedony and the sodalite. But it's one you might want to consider. So the other ones that are blue are angelite, azurite, blue calcite, celestite, blue fluorite, sapphire blue quartz, sapphire and blue quartz, blue topaz, sodalite, we mentioned, lapis and lazuli is one that's a really good one to work with. Also, indicolite, iolite, tanzanite, labradorite is considered in that blue wavelength, and azurite. Okay, let me check for questions. So, yes, don't worry, Mitzi. I will get the links in the notes after the show where you can get the gemstones. And it's a shame. It's a shame Barbara's not watching tonight, because she could put her link down there for me. It would have been nice. Okay, now we're going to talk about light violet, or the violet ones that anchor to the crown chakra. Okay, the healing properties of these colors are transformation, spiritual work. They heal melancholy, delusions, alcohol addiction, spiritual insights, renewal. And the colors slow down an overactive mind and an overactive heart, stimulating the spleen, white blood cells. They can augment sleep and soothe the mental and emotional stress. So the violet wavelength is a combination of the blue and red. And so if you don't have this gemstone, you can simply use a blue and a red gemstone combined together to focus on what you want. But this gemstone is covered in the amethyst that's listed on the 15 basic gemstone kit. So amethyst is a multi-use, both spiritual and psychic, mixed energy color, blue and red. So, and it is readily available and it is not expensive at all. Hi to Renee Smith, good to see you tonight. Okay, next we're going to look at other gemstones that are combined wavelengths of light. Brown is a combination of the following: purple, yellow, blue, and orange, or red and green. So you're going to look at these combined healing energies of all the colors or wavelengths above. Brown gemstones that you may want to get. Now, I mentioned on the basic kit agate as being one of the ones that you need to get. Now, what I listed was moss agate, but if you can find an agate that is brown and green, or let's say you have turquoise and you maybe don't feel like you need another green stone, substitute brown agate for that, because it really has a lot of good qualities. Brown does. It's very, very grounding, solidifying, and it gives an earth type of energy to whatever you're doing. And like if, let's say you're an artist, or you're a sculptor, or you work with your hands, or, you know, you work with wood, this is the perfect gemstone to use that anchors you to the root chakra, and it gives you that earthbound or creative experience. Pairing that brown agate with either amber or citrine would have a phenomenal result. Okay, now we're going to look at also other gemstones that are combined wavelengths. White is a combination of all of the colors. And so one of the gemstones that I selected for the basic kit is selenite. Now, selenite is absolutely one that you definitely need, because it clears the physical aura, but it also clears the spiritual aura. It is highly protective. It resonates with white energy, and you can't get any better. Now, caveat that goes with selenite: you have to have it out of the reach of children and pets, okay? And you can't get it wet or it will disintegrate. So, but I mean, it is one of the best clearing and spiritually protective type of gemstones. Now we're going to look at the absence of visible light, which is the black color. It repels, banishes evil, negativity, protection, banishing, binding, breaking free from bad habits or addictions. But it also augments deep meditation. Okay, it opens up deep unconscious or subconscious levels, allowing you to work through blocks. Okay, so the black one that I mentioned on the basic gemstone kit is black obsidian. It's multi-use, it's easily obtainable, it's not expensive at all. You can use it for clearing negativity, grounding, opening up, looking into, because of the glass nature of it, it's good for looking into blocks and busting those up and looking down into the unconscious or the subconscious. And it resonates with that black energy. So that's definitely one that you really, really need. Now let's look back at the basic gemstone kit. I'm going to run through 1 through 15 really quick. So clear quartz crystal, we haven't mentioned yet. It's a multi-use one. It's easily programmable. It imprints with the energy of whatever's next to it or surrounding it. And so if you speak, the energy of your voice is being imprinted into that energy of that clear quartz. So it's very easily programmable. However, the energy does attenuate pretty rapidly. It is clear or white, and it has a mixed energy of all the colors in it. So that's one of the best multi-use ones. Citrine, okay, that's one of the yellow stones that we talked about. The true citrine can be a little bit difficult to obtain. Hey to Jerry Fawcett over here on YouTube. The true citrine can be difficult to obtain and it can be expensive. However, chemically induced or baked citrine will work just as well as natural citrine, and it is a whole lot cheaper, and it resonates with that pure yellow energy. And so if all you can afford is a chemically or baked induced citrine, it will work just as well. Don't worry about it. Amber is still easy to obtain. It's not too expensive. Can be used for positive energy, resonates with yellow and a little bit of the brown energy. So it's mixed. I love amber. I think it's one of the best things to work with. It's not exactly a gemstone, but everybody categorizes it as such, and I love to work with it, so I'm including it on here. Amethyst, again, multi-use, easy to obtain. You can work on spiritual and psychic using the amethyst. We talked about sodalite and blue chalcedony. We've talked about black obsidian and the agate, selenite. Here's one that we haven't talked about that is a multi-use one that I included on the 15 list, which is rose quartz. It's multi-use, it's detoxing to the emotions, it calms negative energies, it helps you work with your emotions, and it resonates with the white and red energy. So that's definitely one that you want to put on your basic kit, even though it's not connected to a specific thing. It's a combination of white and the red, but it is a huge one to work with negative and emotions and detoxing those energies. Turquoise, again, we've talked about that. Multi-use, easy to obtain. Inexpensive, can be used for grounding, physical healing, spiritual guidance. This is a great stone to have. Inner strength, resonates with green and blue and sometimes brown energy. Carnelian I included on here, but if I had to pick between carnelian and red jasper, I would go with red jasper. But carnelian is good for strength, grounding, and it resonates to that red chakra, that red energy. It's a really good one. It's inexpensive, but the thing is, it's not multi-use. Red jasper has more grounding, stimulating energies. It helps push you forward even though you're scared. And so I think I feel like that it is a better gemstone to have, but I included both of those on the 15 list. Optical calcite is one that we haven't talked about yet. It's used for many types of inner sight, and the reason I put it on the basic kit is that we need to gain insight not only in situations that involve other people, but in situations that involve ourselves when we don't have a good outlook on things, or we need to look at things a little bit differently that give us insight into what's going on and how we can proceed. And optical calcite is one of those that you can couple with one of the other gemstones to achieve what you need to have insight into. This is sort of a magnifier that you would use with one of the other gemstones that's going to augment the effects of all of the other gemstones that you have. And because this is such a good one at seeing a little bit more, seeing a little bit further, seeing a little bit more detail. I think that this is a definite must, even though it might cost a little bit more than the other gemstones that you have. It's not a really expensive one to get. But it does cost just a tiny bit more, but I feel like it is so much worth it. Moss agate, we talked about. If you are somebody who works with your hands or works with nature, this is a definite stone to get. And if you are a person who has problems with the heart, this is a definite stone that helps the heart feel safe and feel healthy. And so, again, let's run through the 15 really quick. Clear quartz, citrine, amber, amethyst, sodalite, blue chalcedony, black obsidian, agate, selenite, rose quartz, turquoise, carnelian, optical calcite, moss agate, and red jasper. Now we've kind of, like, there are 2 reds on here, wavelengths. There are 2 red wavelengths on here. There are 2 green wavelengths, and there are 2 blue wavelengths. If you feel like you need to add another black one, you can omit any of the doubles that are on the list. Like if you pick turquoise and you don't necessarily resonate with moss agate, but you really feel like you need another black stone like jet to alternate with the black obsidian, leave the moss agate off and get another black stone. So it's really flexible. I just wanted to go over trying to cover a basic kit for you guys that would just hit on all of the bases of, you know, what we're trying to do with our daily lives and how we're trying to go forward. Let me just check for questions real quick. I'll go back after the show and put the links in there because I can't put them in there right now. But you guys come back to the comment section and those links will be there, I'd say probably in about an hour. So I hope you guys have a fabulous week. This is your 15 stone basic gemstone kit, and I hope this is helpful. I hope this helps you out somewhat and it gives you a little bit of guidance as to what you definitely need to get. Until next week, kisses from Kentucky, and I will see you then.